Usually when they come across me, meaning the families, they're in one of the worst times. They're in crisis.
Absolutely.
Because something already happened. Oftentimes, most of these families, they don't know until they have to know.
Correct.
Us as individuals who work there, we lead with kindness. That's our goal. That's what we strive for. Us music program happened, and I just happened to be there giving a tour, and I see her light up. A music program. She's still in there. Her family saw her, and their breath was taken away.
My father, who didn't want to go, and then loved it, and he was part of the News and Views and News group, and he was the only conservative one in the group.
Someone had mentioned, like, oh, I wish I could just go out in the snow. We brought snow inside for them.
Really?
We brought snow in these big bowls just so that they could touch it and interact, and they lit up because they're like, it's snow. It's like real snow.
She lived the best year she could have lived at the end. Welcome to the Unlocking Senior Resources podcast by Leave the Key. I'm Larry Wagner, and I've spent 30 years working with seniors, where I was a certified senior advisor, and the last 15 years in the home buying industry as a certified senior transition specialist, where I specialize in dealing with seniors going through a transition in their lives. This podcast is for seniors, those with seniors they love, and people who work in the senior community. In each episode, we bring on a guest who works to improve the lives of seniors. This podcast is your key to unlocking senior resources. Welcome. Today we're here with Sandra Lozano from Huntington Hills Center for Health and Rehabilitation. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you were here. And we met at a meeting, and you met through Bruce, and you're a perfect fit for the podcast.
Thank you.
So briefly, just tell us just quickly what Huntington Hills Center for Health and Rehabilitation actually is. I think it's pretty obvious from the name, but...
Well, we're a skilled nursing facility. Yep. We actually can take different levels of care. We have 120 beds that are dedicated to short-term rehab. We have 200 beds that are dedicated to long-term care. Within those 200 beds, we also have a secure dementia unit. We're able to take palliative care as well as respite stays.
Okay, that's a wide range of levels of care.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you end up getting to Huntington Hills?
Well, I've been in the industry for about 20 years. 4 facilities I've been in. Before that, I was in corporate America. I kind of just fell into it.
All on Long Island, your experience?
No, actually. Okay. This is my first in Suffolk. Okay. I was at a facility in Nassau for about 9 years. I've also worked at a facility in the Bronx and in Queens.
Oh, okay. You cover enough. Each county, you have just a couple counties left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I like where I am.
There you go.
Yeah,
good.
I like where I am. I was pulled in by a controller at one of the facilities, and they thought I would be a good fit for admissions and finance. And, I tried it, and, here we are. Mm-hmm. I've done finance, I've done admissions, I've done marketing in nursing homes. And currently I'm the director of admissions and marketing at Huntington Hills.
Okay. The director of admissions and marketing. Okay. And if you're hearing the cough in the background, don't worry. It's only our producer here. So tell us a little bit about Huntington Hills. We know what you do, but we can take a deeper dive into that.
Sure. Yeah, so Huntington Hills was actually built in 1999. It was made to be what it is.
Okay.
I know that you
converted another building, an office building, or anything.
No, built from the ground up. Wide hallways, bigger rooms, very welcoming home feeling when you walk into our building. I know that you've only been to events in the back of the building, but
they don't allow me in the front door.
No, they're not allowed. Of course, we do invite you and anyone else that would like to take a tour and take a look. But we're 2 floors, very long building. Downstairs and upstairs, the layout is absolutely the same. It was done on purpose. So when we take someone for rehab, if they have dementia or any type of confusion and they had to transition to long-term, which is upstairs, they wouldn't be as disoriented.
That's very
clever. It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's a very home-like environment. A lot of buildings you walk into feel very facility-like, maybe a little hospital-like. We have carpeting everywhere. We have living room settings set up everywhere. So we give options for our families to visit with their loved ones so that they're not just in a room.
Right.
Huntington Hills is one of the best facilities that I've actually worked in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I do the admissions and marketing there. I do have someone else on my team.
we encounter many people on a day-to-day basis that have various questions in healthcare. We're set up a little bit differently than other skilled nursing facilities in that we have essential admissions. So
Oh, that's interesting.
we have in-house admissions and we have central admissions. Central admissions job is to clinically evaluate
Yep.
PRIs,
Yep.
which are patient review instruments. It's the referral that is required in the state of New York.
I've heard that also. I learned so much on my own podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these PRIs are how we clinically evaluate. How can we know that we can take someone and we're appropriate for them is by this tool. So central admissions evaluates this information and they deal with the hospitals directly. Families, patients, paperwork, tours, all of that is me and my team. But dealing with the hospitals directly is our central admissions.
Right.
So with that, we're the ones in the front, right? We're the ones meeting with people. Oftentimes people come in and they're like, I don't know what I need, but I need something and this is what's going on.
Right.
So most of my day is meeting with families, going over their stories, trying to guide them. And sometimes it's not for us. Sometimes they need assisted living, sometimes they need home care, so on and so forth. But Huntington Hills takes the time out to really listen to them, no matter if it's myself or someone else, and guide them correctly.
Right. Whether it's to your place or outside.
Correct.
Right.
And oftentimes it's referrals.
Yep.
It's referrals, and
That's referrals from physicians and rehabs. Oh, you're the rehab center.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So hospitals,
Yeah.
community referrals. It could be a Medicaid attorney agency. It could be home care. We get referrals from all over.
Right.
We met at a
That's right.
networking group. We get a lot of referrals from there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of going to networking groups.
absolutely.
Where I use the phrase all the time, I'm a walking Rolodex. And that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
if someone comes to you and needs a level of care that you don't provide is not the most appropriate for them, you could recommend other people.
Yes.
That makes you that same walking Rolodex. Well, that so many people come on the podcast are. In this
Yes.
business, that's what you have to be.
And it's so helpful. And, thank God for groups like that because usually when they come across me, meaning the families,
Yep.
they're in one of the worst times. They're in crisis
Absolutely.
because something already happened.
Yeah. They're not coming in advance and planning for the future.
Very
huh?
few.
Yes,
Very few. I'll give some people credit. They'll be like, you know what, maybe in 4 to 5 months, but there's already been a hospitalization
Right.
in their home. There's already been maybe an assisted living placement, and they're just seeing what their options are. And we're happy to help and have that conversation because you know what? Later on, they're going to remember that conversation and they'll probably come back and have a more urgent need at that time, which we want to help in advance because, like we discussed off camera, oftentimes most of these families, they don't know until they have to know.
Correct.
So I would almost rather someone come in so that I can educate them, have a conversation with them so that at least they have that knowledge.
It's so much less traumatic if you know the option you want to implement when the time comes.
Absolutely.
If you're emotionally prepared for it, I'm declining, I can still spend time in my home, and it's time to pull the plug. I can no longer do this. I've liked Huntington Hills. I've been there. I like it. Let's just do it. It's so much better than now. Now let's find a place to go. Oh, God, got to get mom or dad out of here
Absolutely.
the next week or two.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the place you want may not even be available, but at least,
That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, we've run into that often.
yeah.
As I said, we do have a secure dementia unit. It's only 40 beds.
Right.
So it's only 40 people that have the need that we
Right.
can accommodate.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's super easy to fill that unit, and sometimes it's really hard.
Right.
Because it's its own ecosystem.
Right.
If you put someone in there that has a certain behavior, it might set off other residents that have already established. So it's a very delicate unit, but it's one of the units that I'm most proud and love to show off. And the reason being is we have what's called an OB projector. So it's a very interactive, advanced technology that we have there. That is a projector that has multiple, whether it's brain teasers, games, it's engaging your mind, and it projects on a surface. It could be on a wall, on a table, and our residents can interact with it, play games, pick whatever fish look alike, and they touch the surface and it's registering. And there's
really?
different things that they can play and interact with on their own. We actually have a new activity room on that unit. We also have different tactile squares on the wall. So if they, have tactile and want to touch a surface because it calms them, if they want to listen to certain music because that calms them, because, reaching them in different ways.
I was going to ask you about music.
Yep, we have music therapists there.
Yep.
It's huge help.
I've seen videos on that, and entire documentaries on that. It's phenomenal.
It is something that I've never, you can't imagine. So we have patients, and there's specific patients that I have in mind, that when I got to Huntington Hills 5 years ago, was absolutely docile, quiet, lovely, but not very outgoing, didn't say much. A music program happened, and I just happened to be there giving a tour, and I see her light up. And the way she lit up from inside, it's like she's still in there. Right? Her family saw her, and their breath was taken away. Music can do something so magical. And it gives you such a sense of like, wow, right? Like, wow, we are able to provide this to them. And, socialization is huge, especially in that setting. So we actually hired a music therapist. And she goes to that unit. They dance around. They listen to music. They interact with the projector. We're really looking for different ways to advance and try to have a better quality of life while they're with us.
Absolutely. You mentioned music. It's funny because I am not a music person. I have
Really?
no rhythm. Music is the furthest thing from my life. I don't ever turn a radio on in my car, never. But I listened to music for just a few years of my life, 4 years of college. And when I was 13 and 14, I built a little woodworking shop in my basement, and I'd play the old AM radio in the basement that I got from my grandmother. So those are the only times in my life I listened to music, those 6 years. And if one of the songs come on, from 1970, to one or whatever, I'll smell the basement.
Yeah,
I
it
will
triggers
smell
memories,
the shop.
yeah.
It's unbelievable for a guy who's the least musically inclined or concerned or whatever person in the world, and yet that triggers the smell, the memories, the feeling of being in my shop, and then I have the images. It's unbelievable what that brings back for me.
Absolutely.
So and people really like music. I assume it's even better than that. I've seen it so powerful, so powerful. So it's great that you have that.
It is.
Yeah.
We also have, besides music, which I think is the most moving, we also have, therapy dogs that come. We have
that's great.
a rabbit that lives there. Her name is Lily. We love Lily. So there's different
rabbit.
things that are very interactive, not just on that unit.
I never heard of a therapy rabbit before.
Yeah.
Therapy
Pet
dog.
therapy.
Yeah, never.
She lives there, and at night she's in, a closed
Right.
cage. But during the day, she has a full pen. She has a whole pen. She's got, I call it an obstacle course with tubes and
Right.
food and everything. And people come, they pet her. She's super friendly. People love her.
There you go.
Even visitors. Forget the like the patients, the families are like, "Where's Lily? Lily's here. Lily's still here." But we're very big on looking into technology as well to see how we can better help. We're actually going to be piloting soon something called Robin the robot.
Robin, okay.
Okay.
It seems appropriate in this day and age.
Yeah. So Robin, we're again piloting. We're not saying that we're going to take this on, but for a good month, Robin the robot is more of an activities-based, interactive type of robot that would go around and talk to residents just like how you and I are talking right now.
Right.
Ask them what their interests are, their likes, their dislikes, and if you mention something, Obi will display that. Robin will
Right.
display that on the screen and interact with our residents that way. So when we have someone that's going to come in, we're going to see how Robin works out. And if Robin works out, then you're going to be seeing Robin rolling around all over the place in our
That's-
facility.
Just free roam of the place?
Yeah.
Or have a pen with an obstacle course?
Free roaming.
There you go.
Free roaming.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So robots are now your new friend.
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not. Honestly, technology isn't new to us. I would say Obi the projector is the newest. Robin, will be next. But since 2020, we've had something in our facility called Circadia. Circadia is a device that is mounted on the wall above the bed for all the patients. It is measuring
For all the patients?
all the patients.
Okay.
It's measuring respirations per minute, and it's detecting illnesses. It's measuring these things, not attached to you. It's wireless
Right.
using radar technology. It's measuring your respirations per minute to then alert us if something is off. It's detecting illnesses like sepsis and UTI about 3 to 5 days before we physically see a symptom.
Wow.
It alerts us, and then we can then check on the patient. We have the ability to do blood work bedside, if we need to do a scan, sonogram or x-ray
Right.
bedside. And let's say they have an infection, right? We can start an IV line instead of the patient having to be sent to the hospital
Right.
and then ping-ponging back from hospital to the facility.
Not a wonderful experience.
No, but this saves them.
Right.
This saves them that. And it gives us reports and lets us know what's going on. And
Now, is that available in all your levels of care?
Yes.
Wow.
it is. So with Circadia, there's no cost to patients or
right.
anything. It has really changed the game for us. It's in all of our facilities. Huntington Hills is owned by National Healthcare
I was
Associates.
going to ask you that later. How many, as you're part of a group?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think there's 46 buildings now that
Oh,
we
wow.
have, predominantly in Connecticut.
I was going to ask, where is it? Okay.
New England.
Okay.
But the most buildings are in Connecticut. Okay. On Long Island, it's just us and one other place.
Okay.
In Nassau.
46. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Many states, but
Yeah.
most of them are in
Right.
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's. I wish people could have this in their home.
Right. It makes sense. Now, why can't people have it in their home when you say that?
Because I don't think they sell this type of thing for an individual
Right.
to have.
Right.
Other facilities don't have Circadia. Circadia is specifically in National Healthcare Associate buildings, and on the West
Right.
Coast. I don't know of any other rehab
Right.
that have this. We were the first building to have it and pilot it, and then it went to the other buildings as well.
So it's other program you said that you're piloting. Are you
Robin.
Robin? Would the facilities have that, or you're the first one with that as well?
So we are actually the first geriatric skilled nursing facility to test it.
Okay.
Right now, it's in children's hospitals and skilled nursing facilities that have kids. But they were testing this in the elderly and older population, and it is something that's going to be hugely beneficial.
Right.
We're using it or starting off the piloting in more of the recreation welcoming type of setting. It can do more, but that's what we're going to start off with to see how it goes. I think it would be great, honestly.
Oh,
I look forward to it.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
At very least, it's interesting, and it's funny. My in-laws are in a independent living facility.
Sure.
And my father-in-law is a very, very bright man, and he goes back dealing with technology for decades and decades, and he got involved in genealogy.
Oh, wow.
And so he said he's going to teach a class on genealogy.
That's amazing.
And the people who scheduled did him a disservice by putting him opposite bingo.
You don't mess with bingo.
You don't mess with bingo. No.
Bingo is serious business.
You don't mess with that.
No.
I think he had 9 people show up.
Oh, wow.
Which blew my mind. Opposite bingo. If it wasn't opposite bingo,
He would have
who
had Full
knows?
House, probably.
Full house. Nothing competes with bingo.
No.
So when we saw that, we said no one's going to show up. Anyway, it turned out they all not that they didn't mind learning about it.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he would do it for them. Said no, I'm here to teach you how to do it. Only 3 people showed up the second time.
Right.
Because they like the idea and the technology behind
Yeah.
it, but they don't have to learn how to do it.
Correct.
So
Here,
this-
do it for me.
Do it for me.
Right.
So this is the seeing technology in action, and there's nothing they have to do except enjoy it.
Right.
Which is they wanted to enjoy the technology, not have to work for it.
Correct.
So it seems like you have the right audience for it based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, when
Mm-hmm.
I first started, I walked into I was going to do admission paperwork
Mm-hmm.
with a new patient. And as I'm approaching the room,
Mm-hmm.
I hear this guy, and he's like raising his voice, like, I told you. So I rushed a little bit faster to walk into the room just to see what was going on. He's behind him. He's like, I told you to play. And he's like mentioning a song. I said, oh my God, it clicked. I said, oh my God, sir, I'm so sorry. That's not Alexa. Like, that's not something that could play music. That's a device to monitor you.
Mm-hmm.
So this technology is very new to some people,
Right,
and they don't
right.
know what it is. And I don't blame them. It's a disc. It could look like one of those devices, but I promise you, you can't talk to it.
Right.
It can't talk to you.
Right.
It can't see you.
Right.
Because that's the first question, is Big Brother watching?
Right.
It just uses radar technology to measure your respirations per minute.
We got an Alexa at home, and
Yeah.
we moved, we downsized, and my son's saying my wife wanted to bring the stereo and all her CDs. And my son and his girlfriend said, that's crazy. No one listens to CDs anymore. He says, I love my CDs. Saying, but everything's available, even things you don't have on CD, just by calling out the song or the artist or whatever. So my wife, my Orthodox Jewish cousin, when he got married, well, my cousin's son, when he got married, he had a band, an Orthodox Jewish band, and she loves that band.
Yeah.
So she wanted to play a certain album from this kind of, it didn't have that album,
Correct.
but it had the band.
Really?
It actually had the band, but not that album. See,
That's
I told
actually
you.
impressive.
We were all blown away, had even the band.
That's impressive.
But it was very funny. But and Alexa's also the little thing, she keeps discussing, it's listening to us, but
Right.
that one really is.
That one actually is, yes.
That one really is.
Yeah.
So, but putting that aside, technology is a wonderful thing. It's always a bit scary, because I'm a senior citizen too. I'm a little bit scared by it. But putting that aside, but that's good, positive technology.
Yes.
Right. There's no reason it has to listen to you. It's
Correct.
yeah. So, but that would just cost them more to make it listen.
Right.
But but that's fascinating. The things that you're putting into your programs. So you're saying, so what level? So we just talked about, for instance, the dementia care.
Yes.
So it's self-contained because we don't want them wandering off.
Right. So that unit
Yeah.
is specifically for the population who has a diagnosis.
Right.
Right. And are exit seeking and or wandering.
Exit seeking. I never heard the term.
Yeah.
Okay.
So exit seeking,
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious term.
it's
yeah.
not they're not in their own environment.
Right.
Right. They might see someone who works there, put on their jacket, ready to leave because their shift is over. They're like, oh, I got to go.
Right. Yeah.
They're not trying to get to a place. They just know that, well, it's time to go. So rather than having that person contained to a room or babysat or have to, no, this entire unit, they could roam wherever they want. They
Right.
can just keep walking. And it's for their safety, obviously,
Sure.
but also it's a better quality of life so that you're not just confined.
Correct. Absolutely. That's funny. My family member was just in rehab over an injury, and somebody was trying to leave in a wheelchair. It's a rehab and a nursing home wrapped up into one.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's trying to leave, and as the person got closer, the bell went off.
Yep.
And
We have
so,
that.
Yeah.
It's WonderGuard.
So it's that they couldn't go, but you saw like the person like waiting and waiting, so inching
Yep.
closer and closer, like hoping I get closer.
How
they
can I
won't
get
go
away
off.
with this? Yeah.
Or,
How far can I go?
And clearly the person was not of sound mind.
Yeah.
So I ended up just pulling the person's chair back a little bit. Let me help you out. And, But you just saw it was like a little child, or like you just like don't come in, don't put your foot on the carpet, inching its way over. So we as adults sort of go back to our childhood.
Oh, absolutely.
So I always say, they say ashes to ashes, I say diapers to diapers. So not as nice, but in many cases true.
That's one way to put it.
So as I just have a 1 week old granddaughter. So yeah,
Oh,
so diapers. So yeah, thank you.
congratulations.
So, but with that said, so the dementia unit. What about your other units? Because these things you're talking about
Yeah,
cross units.
absolutely. So our long-term care, which is
Mm-hmm.
upstairs because it's 2 floors, we can also take dementia there at different stage. So if
Right.
you're not exit seeking or wandering, we
Right.
can still take dementia patients upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and they will wear the band somewhere on them
Right.
that will alert if maybe they wheel themselves towards the exit.
Right.
And the alarm will go off, the doors will shut, and we just
Yeah.
put the code in and redirect them and put them back, on their unit or wherever they were trying to go to, not outside. And then we have 120 beds dedicated to rehab.
Okay.
So the Robin that I was talking about will be piloted on the rehab unit. It'll be for everyone,
Right.
once we get all the kinks out and see what's going to work. But we're going to do it and focus on our rehab. In our rehab, when someone comes to us for inpatient, they're going to get an evaluation within the first 24 to 48 hours from PT and OT, amongst all other disciplines. But most importantly, you have a hip replacement, you had a fall.
Right.
What's your main concern? What's the care? How is your rehab? What do I get?
Yep.
People want me to tell them in advance how many minutes they're going to get, how many times a day they're going to get. And other places might tell them that.
Well, other places have told us that, but it wasn't true.
So when you get this evaluation, they're evaluating to see what your capabilities are, right? They'll put you on an individualized schedule for you. You're not going to get the same thing that I get if we
Right.
go in at the same time.
Right.
Whether that's 45 minutes in the morning with PT, 45 minutes, with OT, or an hour and a half all together, back to back. It all depends on you. What are you in there for? What you're capable of, and we can increase and decrease as the time goes by. And about 10 days after your admission, you're going to have a meeting. It's called a care plan meeting with the team that is involved in your care. They're going to tell you this is what we've observed. These are the goals that we have for you, a tentative discharge date, and they discuss what your needs are for when you go home. If you have stairs,
Yeah.
we're going to make that a goal.
I say Long Island's filled with stairs.
There's stairs everywhere.
There's very few ranch houses on Long Island.
Correct.
And even the ones that exist, there's stairs to get into them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many stairs? We're going to focus on that.
Is there a bathroom
On the
between
first
you and
floor, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a biggie.
First floor, are there any steps to get into the house?
Yeah.
Do you have to go up the stairs? These are the goals that we need to know. So when you're admitted, your discharge planning starts from when you're admitted, so that we know what to work on, how to get you there, and make sure everything goes flawlessly. What equipment do you need? What medications you're going to need? Is your home equipped? Sometimes they need to rearrange their house, or sometimes home is not the place anymore. Maybe they need assisted living after that, or long-term care. So our rehab inpatient is something that is always going to be planned in advance, right? So when you come to us, our social work team is going to meet with you. They're in charge of your discharge.
It's funny you comment to how you're planning your discharge upon admission, which is an interesting.
Everything is
term.
planned out.
Yeah.
Everything is planned out. We don't know a date in advance, but everything is planned out because we want to get you to your goals.
Yep.
We want to help you get home.
Yeah.
We love having you here,
Right,
but
right.
we want to help you get home. We have a dietitian that's going to follow you. You have your social worker. You have your nursing staff. We have specialists that come in. Internists will follow you while you're with us, but we'll have specialists. If you need neurology, podiatry, anything like that. All part of your care. And all of these disciplines at the same time are planning the different stages until you can go home. So on our rehab units and every other unit, you have your own recreation room, you have your own dining room. A lot of places only have one area where you can go to recreation or eat your meals.
Where our family members, that's what they have. So they're mixing the nursing home, the nursing home people with the rehab people, and they're not necessarily in the same level of ability.
Right.
Yeah.
It can be off-putting.
Yes.
Yeah, so everything is separate. You don't necessarily have to leave your unit for anything
Right.
unless you're going to rehab
Right.
or religious services or, in our chapel.
I assume they're combined. I would think.
Yeah.
I would think that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be combined. Yeah.
If there's like a big show that's going on, if we have like an
Right.
entertainer,
Yeah.
if we have mini ponies coming, like that would be a group thing. But like you would have
Wait a
two.
minute. A mini pony. Isn't
Mini
a pony
ponies.
mini by its very nature?
Yes, they are. They are. I don't know why they're called that. They're mini horses. Yeah. If they're visiting, sometimes we've had, I think it's Uncle Tony's reptiles come. Like those are like the bigger.
Yeah. Those are big drawers, huh?
Yes, those are the bigger things that we'll combine people with.
Yeah. See, like I said, you're back to those were birthday party things when you were in elementary school.
Yes.
We never get over that.
Yes, no.
And we still like it.
It's funny because when you're a long-termer,
Yeah.
I know we're talking about rehab,
Yeah.
but you just brought something up. When you're a long-termer, how long have you been in the facility?
Yeah.
You forget these things. You are in a long-term facility for long-term care, but how long were you confined at home?
Yep.
How long has it been since you've interacted with certain things? So last year, with the snow that we had, someone had mentioned like, oh, I wish I could just go out in the snow. Meanwhile, we're all like, oh my God, is it going to stop snowing already?
Right.
I don't want to shovel.
Yeah.
People don't stop and think about this.
Right.
So they had been confined at home for about 10 years and then came to us.
Right.
And they've been here for probably 6 years.
Right.
We brought snow inside for them.
Really?
We brought snow in these big bowls just so that they could touch it and interact. And just like the music I was telling you about,
Yep.
they lit up because they're like, it's snow. It's like real snow. Like
That's interesting. They haven't touched snow in 16 years.
they haven't.
That's interesting.
They haven't. Now we have a veranda upstairs that's covered,
Right.
but the temperature is too cold to take them out to experience it.
Got it.
So we had to figure out some way for them to experience snow.
Very cool.
So we brought it in.
And it seems so insignificant what you're doing,
People would never think of it.
but it's so significant to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time they saw a snake, or
Right.
some people have never seen a mini horse before.
I grew up with snakes. My brother.
Oh God.
Don't go there.
I mean, the reptile's not for me, but
By the way, my
they
brother
loved it.
wasn't a snake. Just I don't want to give the wrong ideas.
For clarification
For
purposes.
clarification purposes, yeah. Go ahead. Just
Yeah.
in case he's listening, I don't want to give the wrong idea.
Right.
Go ahead.
So it's quality of life,
Yes.
right? We really focus on the quality of life, no matter if it's short term or long term.
Right.
But I had to mention that because that sparked that memory of
That's right.
what we did with them.
And it sparked their memory.
Yes, literally domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's an organization that's in touch with their people. And
Yeah.
you're listening. You're listening. So it's great.
it's the people,
Yeah.
right? You could have a facility.
Yeah.
You could have patients.
Yeah.
You have to have people who care,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's what makes people want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
The care, the people, your interactions. And a lot of families will come to us thinking they need long-term care. They've been caretakers for 10 years. I just can't do it anymore. I can't take vacations. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I let them know about our respite.
Yeah.
So they can come to us as long as they have a certain type of insurance or payer. As long as we're a network, we can
Right.
help.
That's interesting.
They
We
can
never
go on a
think about
vacation
it.
for 10 days. Some people have gone on vacation for 3 weeks, or they had a wedding
Mm-hmm.
or something. We can take care of their loved one. We can help them with that.
I know. I used to sell long-term care insurance. I've mentioned before. I was a financial advisor for years, for 30 years. Is it usually 10 days that long-term care policies cover you for respite, or is that not correct?
So
trying to remember
they
from
can, yeah.
10 years ago.
Not many long-term care policy holders come
Right.
to us for respite.
Okay.
Long-term care policy holders usually come to us for long-term.
Right.
Most of ours are private out-of-pocket, Medicaid, or VNS MLTC. Because that's who we're contracted with. So there's different amounts of time depending on what your coverage is.
Got it.
Private, they don't cap you off, but then it would be long-term, right?
Correct.
So Yeah, we just, I mean, we have about 4 or 5 right now in our facility that are going to be with us for a few weeks. So families can go to weddings, graduations, communions, all that kind of stuff, and not have to worry, because oftentimes when they hire someone to be with them,
Right.
they might not show up, which is
Absolutely.
awful.
Yep.
So they can rest assured that their loved one is being taken care of. Anything happens, we're going to take care of it. If they need to be called, fine. But, we take care of everything for them.
That's, my mind never goes to respite care. I think of respite care, I guess I think of it as someone coming to my house, never sending my
Right.
parents or whatever someplace else, which actually is a much better plan. Like you said, you're a whole facility. You're
Right.
there. Someone's going to be there every day.
Yes.
You're right. But if the
24/7.
if the aide, let's assume it's even a responsible person coming to my home, but she gets in a car accident or she's
Right.
sick, and the company
God
doesn't have
forbid.
someone to cover. God forbid. I mean, then what happens?
Yeah.
So you're absolutely correct. I've been. My mother had an aide, and sometimes they say, we don't have anyone yet. You're going to go a few hours without. We have some, but she's not available until noon. My mother couldn't be 10 minutes without an aide, so we'd have to go over there and sort of mind the
Absolutely.
store.
Yeah.
But you're right. If now I'm on vacation on a cruise, I can't get back home again, like the most extreme example. That's I never thought about that.
Yeah. So we schedule everything, especially when someone's going away. We'll make sure it's 1 or 2 days before they physically go away.
Yeah.
The
That's
date
separate
of admission, we make sure that the family stays while they're being admitted. They do the paperwork with us. They give all the information they need. If something should happen, who are we contacting? Because we just had someone go on a cruise, swear to God. They went to
Okay.
Alaska.
There you go. That's far and hard to get off.
Yep.
No?
Is there someone here? Yes, they'll be visiting. Fine. So it's just done a little bit differently. Everything before the admission is like neatly tied up in a bow, done, and then they can just go and not have to worry.
Hi, I'm Larry.
And I'm Ben. We're the father and son team of Leave the Key Homebuyers, and we want to buy your house.
We specialize in working with seniors who are transitioning out of their homes, and we understand what you were going through.
So if you're considering selling your home and would like an alternative to the traditional overwhelming process, reach out and see how we can help.
Do you have an outdated home?
No need to update anything.
Have a home that needs repairs?
Don't bother with repairs.
Don't want to take everything with you?
Leave whatever you want behind.
Dreading the headaches that come with agents?
Sell your home without paying a commission.
Dreading prying neighbors attending open houses and passing judgment on your home?
No need for public showings.
When you sell to us, you'll have all the certainty of closing on your timeline, not someone else's, and there's absolutely no pressure.
Visit leavethekey.com or call us today for a no-obligation offer at 631-388-7771 if you want to sell your home today.
I have a question. Does the does the respite care almost like a feeder sometimes for your long-term care
It has
facility?
been.
It seems like it would be.
It has been.
They've been there for a week, 10 days, 2
Yeah.
weeks. They go back home. They no longer stay back home
Yeah.
sometime in the future. It
We
seems-
have some residents that have come for respite
Yeah.
stays since I've been there, maybe 10 times.
and liked it.
Yeah, they just keep coming back for respite stays whenever their family has to go somewhere.
Right.
They come and they drop them off, and then when they're ready to go home, they go home.
My father had an idea he wanted to develop, and back to my adults are like kids, the revert. He wanted to have a place called Kennels for Kids. It was a big thing, Kennels
How's that
for
going?
Kids. You probably have to change the name, but the idea is
Maybe,
there.
maybe.
It's sort of what you're talking
Yeah.
about. It really is, but it's for seniors.
Yeah.
But it was intentionally he called it Kennels for Kids. But that would have been a very interesting business model. But I mean, I could see it being a big draw. I mean, I want to go on vacation. I don't want to take my kids with me. I want to enjoy my vacation.
Right.
So, but anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
So, I could see someone going there and liking it. I tell the story, make it very brief. I've told it so many times. My father went to this independent living and said, I'm not signing a lease because I'm telling you, I'm not going to be here very long with my mom. And they kept saying, there is no lease. You can go anytime you want. You pay month to month. And I'm not signing, after 1 month, I'm not signing a lease. My month's over. Dave, you can stay as long as you want. No, I'm not signing. And
He ended up loved it. You know,
Yeah.
but it took him about 4 months to learn that he
Yeah.
really liked it because he fought it. But I see someone going there year after year after year and saying, "Wait a minute, why am I going back home again?"
Right.
You know, it's kind of nice. I meet
It
people, I have
eases
activities.
them in also.
It really does.
So, someone could be 85, but they're not 85, right? They still feel young. They're having trouble swallowing that pill because they're in the next stage of life.
Yep.
And, the family's like, I need help. I don't know what to do. The respite stays allow them to get used to the environment.
Yep.
And they really see where they fall, in the bucket, right? Like where am I supposed to be right now? All right, maybe I'm not here yet, but it's a good place to stop by, right? For a little bit. What really grabs them is that there's someone 24/7.
Yep.
There's nursing 24/7, doesn't matter. And the socialization,
Yep.
because they don't have that at home when they're at home alone.
Huge. And it helps keep your brain going.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. Now, there are places, like daycares, adult daycares that you can go to. But if your family's going away,
Right.
who's taking you?
Right. And
Right.
just take you back, take care when you go
Right.
back home.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the whole respite care concept is great. I'm a big fan of independent living, and I mean, some independent living is truly optional. But where assisted living is a little less optional, and nursing
Right.
homes obviously really not optional at that point. So, but they all serve a real purpose, and I've said this also many times: is people lump them all together as nursing homes,
Yes.
and the people who need them, their parents might have been in a nursing home
Yeah.
30 years before, and those nursing homes were not like
Very
anything you
different
see
models.
today, whether it's assisted, independent assisted, or nursing home,
Yeah.
or memory care. None of them are like the nursing homes of the days
Correct.
past. And they don't know that until they come and see.
Absolutely. And some people will call with questions. I just want to find out, and they'll call us assisted living.
Yeah.
And I said that we're not assisted living. I explain what we do, so on and so forth. I said, I always say, better yet, why don't you come in?
Yep.
Let's sit down. I'll answer your question so you could physically see. Physically seeing it gives them better understanding because you can explain it to someone, but really, when you really see it and experience it and go on the units,
Right.
you know then what it is. And then if their loved one is alert and oriented, if they can't come for the tour while their loved one, their family comes on the tour, I let them know on the back of our brochure, there's a QR code. It will take you to a virtual tour. Again, it's not the same as coming in person,
No.
but at least if they are alert and oriented and they can't come for a tour, they can be part of the process. They don't feel left out. They don't feel like I'm being left somewhere. My family's just putting me here and forget.
Exactly.
No,
They're putting me here.
they're part of the decision making. They can go ahead and feel like they have some of that independence in decision making. So it's an added bonus for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having all the levels of care in one place because if you need to escalate, you don't have to move.
Sure.
You can still associate with the same people. If you have friends, they're still there. 'Cause-
Absolutely.
So you can go from what's the levels? It's nursing and memory care.
We have
and then rehab.
memory care,
Right.
rehab,
Right.
long-term care,
Right. So
and
you can
then
go from nursing.
palliative.
And then what happens if you have a husband and wife and their levels of care diverge?
We have about 4 couples
Yeah.
in our facility right now, where their spouse might be in the secure dementia unit, and then they're on the long term, or one is in rehab, one is in long term,
Right.
and whatever they need, they get. And we actually have someone. His wife is in our long term. He took a fall, unfortunately. He ended up in our rehab. We take him up every day to go see her.
I said, is your rehab a feeder for your long-term care? But actually works the other way around, probably even more. I would think. I don't know if that's true, but
I think they all feed each other at some point.
there's definite right. Oh, and surely a dementia unit.
Right.
I guess that's true. That's very true. So I'm thinking my mother-in-law had a fall, living in independent living. Mm-hmm. She couldn't go back home. She had to go to rehab, and she's in rehab. And we're shuttling my father-in-law back and forth daily to rehab. And she's there. He's 10 miles away or 5 miles away, but they could be in the same building.
Right.
there's something very appealing about
We've
that.
had couples that are in the same room
Right.
because they're at the same level of care. Some of them came to rehab together. You know, a husband and wife live at home alone. One takes a fall, the other one tries to catch. They
Yes.
fall together.
Yep. Yep.
They both end up in the hospital. They both need rehab. They both end up with us.
That happened to my father. He was helping my mother take a shower. She was the one who
Yeah.
needed more care. She fell. He caught her. He fell, but luckily he didn't get hurt. But I get the call, pick mom off the bathroom floor. I had to drive 10 minutes away.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So it was sort of the beginning.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all these things. You don't put all these potential scenarios in your head until you live them. In your case, you're living them sort of vicariously through your people, not in a good
Absolutely.
way. But we only, as someone has parents and in-laws, I only know the experiences that I have experienced, or the ones I hear talking to people like you.
Right.
But and most people don't talk to other people like you except when they need to.
Correct.
So very interesting. So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
I'll call 20 years a long time. And you're Huntington Hills for years now. And are there any people that, I don't want to say, any people that you see that really just truly benefit, that just came out? You mentioned the one story with the music. Anyone come to mind like a great story I'll call success story? My father, who didn't want to go, and then loved it, and he was part of the Views and News group, and he was the only conservative one in the group.
So we do. We just lost someone, and I remember dealing with her daughter a few years ago, bringing her in. The daughter was distraught. She's like, I told her I wouldn't put her anywhere. She doesn't want to go anywhere, but it's just I can't sleep. I can't do anything. She was at her max. She was so stressed, the daughter. She's like, I have to do this, but I feel so guilty. My first thing that I remember telling her was, you can't feel guilty for doing what's best for her. And unfortunately, we can't keep those promises that I'll never put you anywhere, because you don't know that you're going to get to a point that you can't take care of someone.
Yeah.
This is what we do. This is what we're created for, to help people like you and your mom.
Yep.
There's going to be an adjustment period. I'm not going to lie to you. It is going to be hard. It'll probably be harder for you than it is for your mom. Your mom is going to be put into a routine. Your mom is going to be socialized. Your mom is going to adjust and fit in. You are going to have an adjustment period as well. We admitted her mom. They're both crying. I don't want to be here. Calling her daughter all night for the first couple of weeks. I said, listen to me. Just hold on. I promise you. Give it 2 weeks, 3 the max. It's going to be okay. I don't know. She would sit in my office 45 minutes every day. I'm like, you know what? Bill's in the mail. I'm just telling you right now. She had a great personality, the daughter. She's like, okay, Sandra, I'm trusting you. I said, don't worry. I'll see your mom. I went to see her mom every day. Her mom adjusted
Oh, really?
in 3 weeks.
Okay.
But not only that.
Did the daughter adjust once mom adjusted?
She did.
Okay.
Not only that, though. Not only did she adjust, she made so many friends.
Yep.
She was at every single activity that there was to do.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, are we going to take a picture? Are we going to post it on Facebook? She's all over our Facebook page for Huntington Hills.
Yeah.
She, unfortunately, recently passed away. But when I tell you, when the end was near, staff was calling the daughter. Residents were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I told her, I said, do you remember where we were a few years ago? She's like, I do. She's like, I was so afraid to put her here. And she's like, this is the best thing I could have done for my mother in her entire life.
She lived the best year she could have lived at the end. If she were home, it would have been so
Beyond.
different.
She was so happy.
Yeah.
And so many people loved her. We actually have to provide counseling to residents and staff.
And staff.
Because she was loved so much.
Wow.
So she's like, I came
I'm
in.
getting watery-eyed.
Yeah. She came in about second to last day to see her mom. You know, she was prepared. She thought that today was the day for mom.
Yeah.
And she walked in and she opened the door and she's like, it smelled beautiful. Her mom's hair was brushed. She was sat up. She was sleeping because, you know, she was on morphine and all that for comfort. But she was in her favorite nightgown. And the unit manager walked over to her because I walked up with her. And the unit manager said to her, we did it up nice. We want to make sure that she's looking good and smelling good. And we want to make sure that, you know, when you're here to say goodbye, it's how you want her to be and how she wants to be.
Right.
We're doing this for her, right? The daughter just started crying. She's I could not have imagined this for my mom. She's like, I thought this experience was going to be the opposite.
Yeah.
And she's like, she could not thank us enough. Unfortunately, her mom within 24 hours left us. And residents are still crying.
Huh.
You know, we told her, the daughter, we said, listen, take a few weeks off.
Right.
She's like, I want to come back. I'll miss you guys. I said, that's okay. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
Take a few weeks off. If you want to come visit, if you want to volunteer, that's fine. She's like, for the rest of my life, I want to be involved with this building. And she just keeps thanking us. And she's grieving her mom. But she could not have been happier with the last years of her life.
Yeah.
And her mom as well. And if I could make that happen for everyone,
Right. Yeah. That's a great story.
Just that one, though.
Right.
What a blessing.
Absolutely.
And forget that I worked there. To even be a part of that or witness that
Right.
is amazing.
I told this. I'm saying, don't say this, Larry. Don't say this, Larry. Don't say this, Larry. Because I've said it so many times, but I can't let it go and say it again. It dovetails so nicely with what you just said. And I tell everybody, don't wait too long to move in. I said my mother, I mentioned you had Lewy body dementia. I mentioned that before we start the cameras.
Yes.
And when she became basically a vegetable, every day at least one person would come to see her because everybody loved her. Because she had been there 3 years as Florence and then another 3 years as Florence minus. Yeah. Right? And people bring her flowers, like a rose, single rose and stuff in a vase. And she never would have had those relationships if she hadn't been there when she was well.
Yes.
So now you're not independent living, but you can come into a nursing home facility at the beginning of the need for a nursing home or at the end of your need for a nursing home, right? Going in early is oftentimes a good thing, depending on your abilities and so on.
Of course.
And
quality of life.
Quality of life. It's so much better in these places than it is at home when you're home, especially for home alone if you're widowed.
Well, that's the thing. So many parents are home alone because they're like, no, I'm not leaving here. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Also, the flip side of that coin, people don't realize that their parents are these full people that they don't see sides of. This particular resident, her daughter mentioned to me, she's like, I had no idea that she had this even in her, that she was going to be this social butterfly and she's doing this and she loves this hobby. And I said, yeah, like your mom is this whole person that's separate from being your mom. Right?
Yes. Well said.
So there's these layers and sides of her that you would not get to see as her daughter.
Yep.
And she got to see these sides of her that she's so thankful that she got to even experience for herself.
Absolutely. They got to come out.
Yeah. So we get to provide that for people.
Right. My wife was an elementary school teacher, and one of the teachers call each other by their last names in front of the students. And one of the teachers opened the door and said, Beth, can you, and the kid said, Beth? Who's Beth? She goes, no, you're Mrs. Wagner. And she goes, that's my first name. Like you have a first name? Yeah. Like I have a whole personality besides the woman standing in front of you in the classroom. Yeah. And that's the way we look at our parents. And it's true. We don't think about parents.
Even as adults.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all have that, like when we're teenagers to young adults, like, they're people? Like
they dated?
They're people?
Right.
But like this is a whole other level that people have gone their entire lives and they're like, oh my God, I've never seen this side before.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
There are a good number of different types of facilities across Long Island. What would you say is the big differentiator from Huntington Hills from the others? So I have things in my head, but
Sure. I mean, I mentioned a few of them.
Yes.
I would say us as individuals who work there, we lead with kindness. That's our goal. That's what we strive for.
Right.
Number one. The fact that we were built to be what we are, just structurally and visually,
that's interesting. No one's ever said that before.
set us apart.
Yeah.
The location.
Oh yeah, you're
Our location, right on the service road
Yeah.
in Melville, exit 49.
Yep.
Doesn't matter where you're coming from. I live in Mineola. When someone said, "Oh, I have a position in Melville," I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to drive so far." It's 18 minutes for me.
Yeah.
People can get there so easily. The things that I have mentioned that are groundbreaking in a lot of ways
Yeah.
is the technology. No one else has Circadia.
Right. That's huge.
It's beyond.
Yeah.
I wish everyone could have it. Circadia, the OB projector, the Robin that we're going to be piloting.
And the bunny.
I mean, Lily, hello. I'm sure that other people have music therapy and,
Yeah.
Visits from pets, but the advancements that we want to do so that people have better quality of life, it doesn't get better than that.
The fact you're part of a 40-unit company, a 40-something unit company, gives you the backing and the company the drive to try new things.
Yes.
Because if they work in your place,
Yes.
they're going to bring it out to 39 more. And if you're a solo location, you don't really have the typically deep enough pockets to invest in that because you can't divide that investment over the some of these ideas don't work. They're not worth pursuing.
Sure.
They're not worth continuing. Those are sunk costs.
Right.
But the winners don't necessarily make enough to offset those sunk costs. I'm a businessman now, not talking like a compassionate person. These are numbers.
Yeah.
Your facility has to run numbers.
It's still a business, of
without
course.
the numbers, all the compassion in the world doesn't pay the bills.
Correct.
So that's kind of critical that when you're such a large organization, but yet you're a standalone family.
Yeah.
So you are not, your staff, the staff there is not communicating with the people in Connecticut and wherever else. For the most part, they're dealing with their peers and their coworkers in your building. So,
Well, yeah. We have our meetings with our other buildings, but,
but
yeah.
I'm sure that's the top level people. I assume the rank and file are not meeting with the other people, and the rank and file probably isn't.
Depending on what department.
Okay.
Sometimes there are retreats where all of the same department go somewhere and they get trained and they go over certain things for.
Well, that's interesting too,
Yeah.
because that also is a function of scale, where they're learning here what can help you there, even just on a staffing issue, without even just the snow thing. You may mention how that we did the
Yeah.
snow thing, and then that's fantastic. 30
Yes.
other facilities now
Yes.
roll out. We'll call it the snow program, right? It's
So we have Zooms
simple.
also, like for
Right.
my branch. We
Right.
used to have Zooms of all the people in my position, what's going on over there, what's going on over here. So it's the same concept.
I'm very intrigued. I've driven by it. I've been right next to it for 6 years, but
You got to stop by.
I got to stop by, not just for a meeting.
Correct.
Okay. So with that said, if people want to stop by,
Yes.
So first of all, how do they get in contact with you?
So I would be the point person for anyone
Okay.
who wants to take a tour, has any questions. They can
That's
call.
why you're here.
That's why I'm here. They can call me directly, or they can call the admissions department at Huntington Hills. 631-439-3010 is the admissions line.
Okay.
My extension is 3059. For any reason, if questions to come see the place, we do take walk-ins. But again, you can call us in advance, 631-439-3010, admissions line. And I can help in any way.
You're the one who gives the tour.
I'll give you the tour, or
one of
my
your people.
coordinator will
Right.
give a tour. Admissions is there Monday through Saturday. We still have on weekends, we have directors that take rotations so that there's, leadership in the building on the weekends and holidays. So they might be available for tours as well.
Very good. Very good. And do you have a website for people to look at?
Yeah, huntingtonhillcenter.com.
Huntingtonhillcenter.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
On there, you'll see all of our capabilities, everything we talked about. as well as the virtual tour that I had mentioned. It lists what type of care that we can provide. We are very lucky at this point. We are full for long term, but rehab, we're open, and it's a revolving door every single day.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
The whole idea is to get them out.
Yeah.
The long-term care is to keep them in, right? You want to keep them up as long as possible. I have one question about long-term care, and I really should mention, asked this before. Do you have cater to special diets?
Yes.
Because I've had people say no.
Yes.
That they don't like no sodium diets and so on. I was surprised at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I would think you want to keep them alive as long as possible and well. It's to your advantage.
Yeah.
So, but let alone
Low
to their
sodium,
advantage.
diabetic, renal, gluten-free.
Okay.
Some people, we're not a kosher facility, but we can get kosher packs.
Right. No. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So, a lot of things you guys are doing that other people aren't doing. Your location is great, and you have a compassionate team of people.
We really do.
What better way to end this podcast than that?
Yes.
I thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Unlocking Senior Resources podcast by Leave the Key. If you've enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast. We specialize in working with seniors who are transitioning out of their homes, and we understand what you are going through. So if you are considering selling your home and would like an alternative to the traditional overwhelming process, reach out to see how we can help. When working with us, you can sell your home in its current condition, there is no need to remove unwanted items, and you control when the house is sold, along with so many other advantages. Visit leavethekey.com or call us at 631-388-7771 to learn more about our senior home buying process.